Hi everyone, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading today that is for Sun, Moon and Risings. If it doesn't resonate with yourself, then please take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. I hope you like your messages today. If you do, please like and subscribe to the channel and you'll get updates every time that I put new content on the channel. Okay, let's get into the reading. Hi, this is a reading for Aquarius. We're doing a self-reflection reading today. Now, the idea behind a self-reflection reading is that every now and then we all have something where we need to do some soul searching, heal some issues with ourselves, and sometimes people feel a bit stuck and they don't know where to look. So the idea is that we get a bit of, or to get a bit of help and guidance from Spirit on where to look for yourselves. So this is for the collective of Aquarius. Now, it won't resonate for everybody because it is a collective reading, but it will resonate for some, but don't force it. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And yeah, let's get going. Now, it's likely to involve your past, your present and your future because it is with regards to self-reflection. Okay. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, for the self-reflection journey for Aquarius? Okay, so your overall energy for the reading is the King of Pentacles, which is a great energy to start with. So it means that you are feeling abundant, you're in the energy of, generosity, you're relatively successful, prosperous, pretty good with practical skills. So you've got a great energy to start off with. So what we have going into, so how do you talk to yourself and how is it affecting you? So you've got the Five of Swords as the energy on how are you talking to you, how's your inner voice talking to you? So you've got a bit of conflict. Now you are also, it is in the reverse. So it's like you're telling yourself to avoid drama, stay out of other people's businesses, ignore triggers, and it's like you're constantly telling yourself this is what you need to be doing. Okay. Now, something that you're currently, so what you're hiding from yourself, and that could be shame or fear. So you've got the Fool, and that's in reverse. Now this suggests that you're using your head over your heart, that you're calculating things quite a lot, you're overthinking things potentially. It could also mean that you've taken a step and you didn't want to. So it could be that you're either fearing those, you're ashamed of something like that, or it could be that it could be that you're scared to start using your head. You might be somebody that follows your heart all the time, and it could be that you might be a bit scared to use your head to follow it and see where you're going to go. It could be that you might be a bit fearful of following your head over your heart. But yeah, so it could either be something that you've done or it's something that you're scared or ashamed of potentially. You could very well be somebody that is constantly following your head and you feel a bit ashamed of that, because sometimes when you do that it could mean that you might come across as a bit of a cold person. Now, in what can help you at the moment is we've got the Five of Wands. Now that Five of Wands is actually challenge. So potentially challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone and face that fear. It's also it's like heated exchanges as well. So if it might be something where if you're having arguments with other people as well as yourself, it might be that you need to get into one because you're currently avoiding them. you're currently avoiding things. You're avoiding a bit of argument, a bit of competition, and this is telling you to get into it, okay? Because it might help heal whatever it is that you're fearing or you're ashamed of potentially. Yeah, so if it's something where, you know, you're constantly following your head and you're a bit ashamed of that, but you keep yourself out of arguments, because you're always constantly following your head, this is suggesting, you know, follow your heart, actually get into a bit of an argument for a change. Now, what we are expecting, or what you need to release, is the Six of Pentacles, and that is in reverse. So it is suggesting that you need to release envy, potentially. Also, potentially, if you're unwilling to help other people, that might be something that you might need to release as well. Being a bit of a spendthrift on yourself, potentially, you might need to release, and also hoarding. You know, hoarding your money, or, I mean, with this being a lot of feelings, potentially hoarding your feelings, you know, you might need to release those. And then what you need to embrace is you need to embrace teamwork, potentially. So working on something with people, manifesting into what you want, creativity. I mean, it could very well be that you've been following your head over your heart, but you might find that once you have a bit of a discussion or a heated argument, not a heated argument, but, a passionate discussion where you get out your comfort zone and, you have those bit of arguments, or not arguments, but how do we put it? Well, it could be arguments, but it's like if you're avoiding conflict, speaking your mind, it might upset some people. It might cause a bit of drama. But at the end of the day, you need to get it off your chest. But also speak from your heart at the same time, start using that as well. And embrace that, you can work things through with other people and as well as yourself. And not always using your head is the way to go. You've got to strike a balance within yourself between the two things. Now we're going to get some clarification on these as well. So let's choose these ones. Can we get some clarification on this Five of Swords in reverse, please, Spirit? Please clarify this Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so that Five of Swords is being clarified by the King of Swords, okay? So your Five of Swords, so you're avoiding conflict, but you also like to be open. You like to have a tactical approach. You like to be decisive, or your head likes to be decisive, and it's got great communication skills, so you're avoiding conflict potentially by negotiating possible ways out, maybe, or you're constantly talking yourself out of getting into conflict. He's somebody that's decisive. He's got a lot of power, so it does suggest that you've got a lot of intellectual authority going on. That is, it is like you're talking yourself out of something very, very well. He's a brilliant talker, and he's great at convincing people for things. And as you're avoiding conflict, he is really, really telling you not to get into something. Spirit, please can you clarify this Fool in reverse? Okay, so the Fool in reverse is clarified by the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so that Knight of Swords is somebody that's not able to make up their mind, and they're not making much progress on it. So potentially where you're using your head over your heart, you can't make a decision, or you're really struggling to make a decision, and that's possibly what's then causing you a bit of shame or a bit of fear as well, because your head's talking to you. It's like you're arguing constantly within yourself, and it's maybe you're arguing 2 points of view in your head, and just constantly overthinking, so you're not able to think, you're not able to make a decision because you're constantly overthinking potentially. Yeah, and you're not able to make up your mind, so it's kind of making you feel a bit stuck because you're not making any progress anywhere. It could also make you a bit bad tempered, which you could be ashamed of if you get angry easily. You know, if you are somebody that, maybe, as horrible as it sounds, you could have had somebody in your past, maybe a parent or a family member, that might have been someone quick to get to anger if they didn't get what they want, or if they couldn't make up their mind, and you might be scared that you could turn into that. Okay, so they're just potentials with that. It, you know, take it as it resonates for yourself. Now let's get some clarification on this Five of Wands as well. Spirit, can we clarify this Five of Wands? Jumper. So we've got the Moon. Okay, so the Moon's suggesting that there could potentially be secrets that you may be hiding from yourself, or secrets that are hidden from you that need to come out, and potentially some conflict is the way to go to get that out. It also could suggest, you know, that you've got some dreams, or there might be a bit of deception that it could be going on, whether that's within your own head and you're deceiving yourself and you won't know until you actually start getting not aggressive or defensive, but when you start to stand up for yourself a little bit, be a bit more passionate about what you want, about your ideas. But yeah, like, if you're, you know, if you're having a bit of a heated exchange, or maybe you've got a bit of inner rivalry with, or you might think you've got rivalry with somebody, but it might not be rivalry. I mean, it could, for instance, if it's something at work, you know, you might see somebody doing something really great. They might be winding you up a little bit because, you know, you look at them as potentially being a rival, but you keep talking yourself out of having your say, possibly. But it could very well be that actually, you know, they don't see you like that. They're just a really hard worker. You might be interpreting the thing all the wrong way round. So you need to release, you know, if it's something where you like to work on everything yourself on your own, and they keep taking things that you want to work on, you know, it's like you need to release that need to do it on your own and embrace teamwork potentially. If it's a romantic situation, for instance, maybe something's going on with a partner and you keep telling yourself in your head, you know, it's either this or it's that, or, you know, something that might have happened, and you might be looking at it and thinking, I don't know what to do. But actually having that passionate, heated conversation with a person to get to the bottom of the situation, because it could be something that could be very innocent and you've completely misinterpreted because of your constant overthinking. And it could very well be something that needs to come out. It could be that you may have, you might be trying to talk yourself out of something you want to do. You know, if you've got a particular passion in life or a direction that you want to go, you might be talking yourself out of it. And when you actually sit and have a chat with, you know, with people, or if it is family members, for instance, maybe you're stuck at home or your parents are trying to tell you that you need to go into a certain career. You're convincing yourself, yeah, that's the way to go, because you don't want the arguments, you know, you're going to do maybe family business, whatever. But you're scared of going into your family business because you don't want to end up like somebody else. And you need to have that passionate conversation to get out of it, because it's not what you want. Spirit, can we get this clarification on the Six of Pentacles in reverse, please? Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles there. Please, to clarify your Six of Pentacles in reverse. So not only is it something where you need to give up on the idea of being quite greedy, it's because you've got a Queen of Pentacles who, how do I put it, it conflicts with somebody that's nurturing. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody that's nurturing, great at home. Somebody, they do love the luxury, don't get me wrong. But they also take care of everything. So to me, it's potentially that this might be more of the releasing the idea of you've got to have all the luxury, potentially, and possibly embracing more of the nurturing side of the Queen of Pentacles. But yeah, because it's very much of, you know, I mean, the Six of Pentacles as well, like I say, it's somebody that's unwilling to help other people. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody that helps. You know, she's very nurturing, generous. She's very much like the King of Pentacles. Now, when I'm saying King and Queens, these are obviously, then Tarot is non-gendered. Obviously it is, but the personality, they're just personality types. So this doesn't mean that you're a female, it doesn't mean it's for a male, you know, it's, take it as it resonates as a personality trait. Okay, I've just randomly shuffled and put some cards in the wrong way. No, that's just the one. Okay, so Spirit, can we get clarification on this Three of Pentacles, please? Okay, so we've got the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So you need to release a burden as well, okay? So the Ten of Wands is suggesting that you embrace the end of a particularly burdenful thing. You know, potentially working on your own, and embrace working with others. You know, this is suggesting that it's the end of whatever has happened, or you know, you need to come to an end of a particular way of thinking, potentially. You know, release it. If it's something where you're a particularly responsible person and you end up having to do everything and it's all on your shoulders, this is suggesting that, you know, that should be released and you should embrace working with others. So if it is, for instance, a work environment, if you're somebody that is used to working on your own, you know, and you have got somebody that is coming in from work or at work, they've potentially hired somebody new, similar role to yourself, and they're doing, you know, your work, what you would normally do on your own. Maybe they do it in a different way, and it might be driving you up the wall. You know, this is suggesting that try not to be angry over it. Don't be ashamed if you are feeling a bit hurt and angry, but talk to them, and then release the fact that you need to feel the need to do it all. You know, release the greed on it all being yours, and then embrace the fact that it doesn't need to be yours anymore. You know, it can be shared, and embrace that, you know, working spirit, or, you know, working together spirit. If it's a partnership and you've gone through something, or you're telling yourself something's not particularly going great in a particular way, you know, again, have that conversation, release whatever it is that's negative, that's made you feel a little bit greedy, like something should be going the way that you want it. Because obviously once you've had a passionate conversation about it, you might change your mind. It might heal an opinion. It could be something that you might have a very stubborn mindset in something because you've grown up with it. But once you've had that conversation, you look at it from a different point of view, and then it can help you release whatever it is that you're clinging on to. And you can then work where you might have felt that you were carrying the burden from something in a relationship. You can then work together to move forward. Yeah, again, if it's a family work, a family thing, if you're somebody that's at home, if it's a family business, for instance, you're the person that you think is going to have to carry the legacy on of a family business and run it all. This is suggesting that potentially that you have that conversation and release that burden and involve other people potentially. Again, if it's something where you do a lot at home, it could be telling you to look at working with other people. If you're somebody that maybe you're a carer, maybe you've got a lot of responsibilities in the community, it's just telling you, involve other people. It doesn't have to be all on your shoulders. So you might be convincing yourself that, carry on doing what you want to do or doing the way you're doing it. It's fine. Try and avoid confrontation, but really you don't want to keep just using your head. You want to start doing something a bit more passionate. You need the balance between your heart and your head. And that's why you need to start, speaking up, to get it out, get whatever is hidden out, what you're hiding from yourself, what others might be hiding from you. It's literally, you just need to speak up, even if it's just getting into a bit of an argument with yourself and admitting to yourself, actually, I've been suppressing this, I've been hiding this from myself for so long. What do I actually want? And have a proper sit and think about it, and then release whatever it is that you've been clinging to, that you've been telling yourself is there, that you want, but in reality it's not what you wanted, and then move forward. Obviously this is suggesting working with others and dropping the burden, but drop the burden, and whatever it is that you want, you can then go for. So it might be something where you have to involve others to get what you wanted. It could be, you might have to start it might be a new job where you've got to work for people. It might be that you want a relationship, when you have to work with people or with a partner, obviously. It could be anything where you're then, dropping those burdens. It could just be that you might need to go and work with a therapist. It could be anything like that. But this is suggesting that you are having, you are talking yourself out of something quite a lot because you don't want conflict, okay? But the conflict is what you need, is what this is suggesting. You need to get that conflict in order to understand what it is that is causing you basically to feel shame and fear. You need to have that conflict in order to work out why are you fearful of using your head over your heart. Why are you ashamed of doing that? And having that conflict might help quite a lot, because you'll a lot of the time, if you have a heated argument, stuff comes out that is straight from your heart, because you haven't got time for your head to overthink it and filter it out. Not saying obviously that you get into an argument. Like I say, it could just be a heated discussion, something where you don't have time to think properly, and then it just all will come out. Okay, now we're also going to pull up some Moonology cards to see if there's any other message that Spirit wants to give or anything to help with that, Spirit. And then we're going to pull a Kitchen Witch Oracle as well. Spirit, can we get a Moonology card, please? Or some Moonology cards. So we've got What do you need to release? You and your loved ones are safe. It's time to take action. And your hard work is paying off. And then we also have adjustments are required, okay? So that would suggest to me that you do need to potentially look at, this could be, you know, your hard work and your adjustments. You know, like I say, if it's something where you're used to working on everything yourself, you might need to make those adjustments, make those concessions, and start working with others. It's time to take action, you know, have those conversations that you need to have. Either way, you're safe, you know, and you just need to work out what it is you need to release. What is it you're holding on to? What is it you might be being greedy over? What is it you might be a little bit imbalanced about? Okay. Let's go for Kitchen Witch. Now, these are all herbs. It's really the message behind it, but you know, if you decide to eat, drink, or rub the herb all over you, it might help as well with it, and just embed that message a little bit more. So let's obviously not suggesting that if it's poisonous in any of those forms. Do with it as you want. Okay, Spirit, can we get a Kitchen Witch Oracle, please? So we've got Echinacea. Okay, yeah, and that's for fortify. So let's get the meaning behind it. Unfortunately, I haven't learnt one of these yet. Okay, so when your defences are down and you're feeling low, allow me to strengthen your weakened resolve. Don't be fooled by my pretty dainty petals, for I have the power to enhance your immune system. Just a couple of drops of my tincture will fortify you against the symptoms of cold as I battle against the virus on your behalf. Just as I thrive and grow within the secure confines of a herbaceous border, it is imperative that you build your defences. I will lend you my protective shield to activate and maintain your core strength and help you adjust through this period of emotional and spiritual transition. This is suggesting, you know, you need your boundaries up when you're going in for a bit of, you know, those heated discussions. As you work with the healing properties of my coned flower, I'll help you boost your clairvoyant and psychic abilities, restoring energy to enhance and raise your cone of power when working in ritual magic. Yeah, so if you want to work in magic, you know, Echinacea is the way to go. It'll help enhance your power. But otherwise, you know, it's just suggesting that when you do go and have your heated exchange, for instance, it's just being wary, having a bit of a guard up to protect yourself as well. You know, yes, it's good to have those heated exchanges, but if it gets too much, just bear in mind, you know, you can just say, look, we'll carry on talking about this later, and walk away, cool yourself down, okay? Because you don't want things turning into a fist fight or anything like that. I am not suggesting that in any way, shape or form for a heated exchange, okay? So I hope that has helped some of you out there, Aquarius. Good luck on your self-reflection journey, and thank you for joining me.